Good morning. This is Black Crow Walking and Karen Morley coming to you from Australia. We are currently studying A Course of Love by Mari Perron, and we're up to chapter 7, verse 9. And I'm going to invite Karen now, if you would like to read verse 9, please.
Let us return now to what you would withhold, and see the effects that this withholding has upon yourself and the world that seems to hold you separate. This is, indeed, the first and most general lesson in regards to withholding. The world does not keep you separate. You keep yourself separate from the world. This is what has made the world it is. What you withhold allows illusion to rule and truth to be locked away in a vault so impenetrable and so long secured that you have thought it forgotten. You have not realized the vault is your own heart, or that the truth is what you have chosen to keep secure and set aside there. When you believe that this is so, and that what you give away you will receive in truth, you will throw open the doors to this safe house, and all the joy you have kept from yourself will return. A great exchange will happen as a powerful wind sweeps through your heart, and all the love you have denied the world will be released. It will flow in every direction, leaving not a corner of the universe untouched. In an instant, the eternal will be upon you. Death will be a dream as the wind of life, reunited with itself, gathers from directions that are beyond direction and breathes life back into what has so long been locked away. After this, a gentle breeze will come, never again to leave you as life breathes as one.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Mm.
Your withholding takes on many forms that nonetheless are merely efforts of the same cause that keeps truth separate from illusion. Where truth has come, illusion is no more. Truth has no need of your protection, for truth brought to illusion shines in light its light into the darkness, causing it to be no more. All right, let's have a look at it. Let us return now to what you would withhold and see the efforts that this withholding has upon yourself and the world that seems to withhold you separate. The question is, what are we withholding?
Mm. I'm looking at it as the withholding of what I am uniquely and what I've been created to be, and withholding that sense of who I am in love and peace and joy, not allowing that to shine and be. I'm just floundering in the world with my own effort, my own attempts to be in the world. Wow. And the effects that I'm seeing is it is effort, and at the moment I'm struggling, and I'm thinking, my goodness, I'm creating this. No one else. There's no one else. I'm creating it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And the same thing applies to relationships. There are parts of us that we withhold in relationship. And I think for me, and this is something that I've been thinking about for quite a while now, everything evolves around safety for me. Safety is my measure of everything. And safety's always been a huge illusion because we're never really safe. How can you say you're safe? Oh, I'm safe here in Australia. There's no war. But are we safe? And what are we safe against? Um, and that against word is very revealing, because it indicates struggle. So, am I safe in relationships? Am I safe in love? Am I safe in you know. And you know that very conversation, Karen, is all about the outside. It's all about what's happening in the world rather than what's happening in the internal world. And are we safe on the internal world? Yes, always. Always. Because there is nothing that can harm our collective consciousness that is love. Nothing can harm that. And that is what sits in the seat of observation of the world and how we run around and make all these little efforts to try and make our outside world different and or to create or just to survive in it, you know. And when we're in that mentality, it does every day become a struggle to survive. And that's what we're creating. We can create it to be totally different from that. So why are we doing it? This is indeed the first and most general lesson in regard to withholding. The world does not keep you separate. You keep yourself separate from the world.
That's so true. I create my illusions. I create the world that I see. And I think for me, it's important for me to come back to that and realize that that's what's happening. It's not happening to me. I am actually creating that.
Mm,
To stop and to go, whoa, that's a reflection of what I'm creating. Do I want that? Is that
no.
really in alignment with me?
Mm.
And I think it's it's actually, even though it feels uncomfortable, I appreciate it because it reminds me, it brings me back to me and to stop and to take a breath and to see what it is. And I can choose again, I can choose different.
Yeah, and think about the relationships that we have that are in separation. You know that we're not together with that person, and when they're in our presence, we feel that separation very strongly, and we feel the walls that we put up, and we feel the disconnect because of judgment and fear. You know, we're in judgment and fear about that person, or that group, or that country or whatever it is we're in judgment and fear about. And it's judgment and fear that keep us separate, to keep us in the illusion of separation, because we can never be separate. We are all the same energy experiencing life in form. And this is what has made the world it is. What you withhold allows illusion to rule and truth to be locked away in a vault so impenetrable and so long secured that you have thought it forgotten. This brings up a very interesting point that I was discussing with my little friend Patricia yesterday. I say little because she's only about 4 foot nothing. And she's so gorgeous. Anyway, we have these amazing conversations, and we're talking about how truth is, in a sense, it's illusional, because um, what's true for me in this moment of now may not be true for me in the next moment, depending on what's happening in the outside world. So, truth on the outside world can be illusional because it's constantly in a state of growth and emotion and evolution. Um, and when we lock someone into a way of being in our minds that we've judged or had an opinion about that person, and forevermore they shall be that. Um, it's a truth that is harmful because it's not in evolution, and everything is changing always in all ways. And the only real truth is inside us, Karen. It's the only real truth is the truth of the formless, uh, the energy of love that never changes. But it is still in evolution, always. It's always sitting in this seat of observation without opinion, without judgment. So it's reliable truth, the internal truth, that comes from the heart. But I think the external truth of what's happening in the world and basing that truth on our judgments can be very illusional.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, regardless of what is happening outside of us, I can see for me, I will put a perception on it.
Mm.
That comes from, my family upbringing or my experience in the world, that I've placed some judgments there, and it is judgment. It's truly a judgment.
Mm.
And I can hold fast to that and hold tight to it, or I can let it evaporate once I recognize it and see what else is there. And I think to be open to that, that's what my aim is.
Yeah, that's a really good question. What else is there? How can I see this differently? Beautiful questions. I love questions. You've not realized the vault is in your own heart, or that the truth is what you have chosen to keep secure and set aside there. When you believe that this is so, and that what you give away you will receive in truth, you will throw open the doors to this safe house, and all that joy you have kept from yourself will return. Yeah, so keeping it from ourselves, you know. I remember I used to lock my joy up in my base chakra, and then when I released and opened my base chakra, I'd be laughing. Um, and, what is it that makes us keep our joy and our truth, our internal truth, from ourselves? And it can only be fear. And it can only be the external world, living in the external world rather than the internal world. So when we throw those beautiful doors open to our heart and let ourselves experience love in all its forms, in the giving and the receiving, uh, you know, locking it away is not, in keeping it safe is not the way to go. Throwing it open and sharing it with the world, it comes back to you.
Mm. And what surfaces for me is that often um, I think maybe keeping something locked away, hidden, even possessions, if I keep them apart, that they're safe there. But they're forgotten and they're not safe. They're actually not being able to be expressed. So
Mm.
I'm not seeing the joy in looking at them and really going wow, and looking at the memories that brings up. So yes, locking away is, and opening doors is really, really important, I think, for me at this current point in time.
It will flow in every direction, leaving not a corner of the universe untouched. Why would that be, Karen?
Because we're all one.
That's it. We're all one, and the energy that is in us is in everything and everyone.
And who
It's
are
all
we?
throughout. It's throughout all the universes. Yeah.
But who
What?
are we to lock it away and not have it join with others?
Yeah. Well, is that even an illusion? If we can, we actually lock ourselves away.
I think we can build walls
Mm,
that don't
definitely.
allow us to, touch into that heart space and that that energy of being with others.
Mm, yeah. Yes, it's an invitation to be a hermit. Is very appealing at times, isn't it? And yet it doesn't allow us to grow and evolve. It just puts us in the rut of fear. Mm. Death will be a dream as the wind of life reunited with itself gathers from directions that are beyond direction. Oh, I love that. Death will be a dream as the wind of life reunited with itself gathers from directions that are beyond directions and breathes life back into what has so long been locked away. After this gentle breeze will come never again to leave you, as life breathes as one. How beautiful is that? It's almost like a gorgeous poem, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. So let's not wait for death. Let's do it now. Let's let that gorgeous wind blow us back into the reunited state of directionless, like not directionless, but um, direction beyond direction. I love that phrase. Direction beyond direction shows you that that there's no boundaries or borders to this love. There's no boundaries or borders to your energy source that's inside your body. It has no boundaries and borders. It's beyond this body. Uh, that's why you can see your aura. Well, some people can see auras because they can see that you're not bound within, your energy is not bound within this body. It extends outward in all directions. And that's how we can, essence, join with the hearts of others, because that energy field combines and lingers and moves through and around and in everything. Your withholding takes on many forms that nonetheless are merely effects of the self-same cause that keeps truth separate from illusion. Where truth has come, illusion is no more. Truth has no need of your protection, for truth brought to illusion shines its light upon the darkness, causing it to be no more. Let's have a look at that, because I think there's a truth in there that I'm missing. Because I just had a vision of my brother arguing for what he believed to be true. You know what I mean? And that's why the schools set up debating systems so that you can have an argument about what is true or false. And when truth has come, illusion is no more. So I'm really getting this sense that we have to come back to our hearts for the truth, not our minds, because our mind is just going to lock us into the illusion and keep us rolling around in the rut of not letting the expansion of consciousness happen in our lives. So truth has no need of your protection. For truth brought to illusion shines its light in the darkness, causing it to be no more. I think truth for me is just truly being in that seat of observation and just shutting my mouth, Karen. Shutting my mouth and stop having these sprouting moments of truth. Ding! There's a truth. Oh, it's changed. Something else happened. But just be in observation and just be in stillness and silence and enjoy the evolution of truth,
Mm.
and put it in our hearts, not our minds, to try and figure out, because our minds are just going to roll around in it and try and learn from it and try and find meaning in it and try and understand it. And it's so efforting, isn't it? This mind game, so efforting. Whereas when you're in the seat of observation and you're just watching and just breathing and just allowing and just really enjoying with curiosity what evolves from the truth that we think is now, to the truth that it is now. And the now keeps changing.
Yeah. For me, that last line is really, I felt a sense of peace reading that and
Mm.
exploring that and thinking, okay, I don't need to do anything or construct anything. And I keep coming back to that still small voice. So when I'm trying to plan or trying to effort to do in the world, that I'm missing that still small voice. And so stopping and being still and just breathing, and I love the observing. just observing what lies before me without judgment. And, as the judgment comes, just let it float past and go, okay, that came up. Yeah, good. So no judgment on the judgment.
Yeah, it's a game, isn't it?
Judgment. And that illusion, light into the darkness. So the truth. So I don't have to work out what the truth is. The truth will actually it will illuminate for me. I will see it. I don't have to search for it. It will be there. And to me, there's no efforting in that.
Mm.
It's just disconnecting from all of the mind stuff of trying to analyze and work out and yeah, put a value on something. But I think observing and being still and listening to that still small voice that's just gently nudging and letting you know. And in doing that, it shines light. It shines light, and you can see the darkness for what it is. It is nothing. It is nothing in light.
Mm.
Yeah.
So imagine that today, that we just, instead of feeling and thinking and being in the world from a point of view of our physical body, what if we could just shine that light out through our eyes and through the pores of our skin, and just fill the whole room up, and then beyond the room, beyond the house, beyond the sky, beyond the oceans and the earth beneath us, and just fill the whole universe up with the consciousness of our light, which is already there. We just have to become conscious of it. Yeah, let's do that. There's no effort in it. You just got to wake up to it, that it's already there.
Mm.
And I love this release from efforting. Oh my God, my whole life has been efforting. I'm not doing it anymore. Just relaxing and just loving every space, every moment, yeah, and filling it up with delicious things that I like to do. But I'm not what I do. I'm not what I do. I'm just enjoying playing in the world as a human being, and um, letting my body and letting my mind and letting my emotions experience what it is like to be in this world, and to be that light that is love with everything and everyone, and waking up to that moment by moment. And oh, I forgot I was light. I forgot I am love, and let's just bring that into this situation, or into whatever's causing you fear. All right, so lovelies, no fear today, okay? Let's practice being love. It's lovely to spend time with you again, Karen.
Thank
And
you. Growth.
until we meet again, it's bye from me. Love you.